Hello, world. Welcome back to Golf Subpar with Colt Knost and Drew Stoltz. And if you don't like watching golf right now, something is seriously wrong with you, because what has been going on the PGA Tour is so damn exciting. Dude, I was glued to the TV for all 4.5, how many hours of coverage they had. I watched every second of the Arnold Palmer Invitational on Sunday, and it was electrifying.
These designated events, since they came out, it's the first year we've had them, kind of a new look. Nobody knew what to expect. These last three, I don't even really count Maui because it's a little bit different, but Phoenix, LA, Bay Hill now have been unbelievable how good they've been. The leaderboards have been fantastic. The drama coming down the stretch has been incredible. The first two, you get, world number one, world number two, Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm going at it, winning one each. Then you come to Bay Hill, you get whatever you want to call him, Cinderella story, underdog. He's not the name you'd expect looking at that leaderboard to come away with that thing. It's been a perfect mix of exactly what I think the PGA Tour hoped they would be. I don't know why at this point they need to change these things. They're going just about as good as human. I'm locked into these things. They feel bigger, probably because the bigger purses, or maybe all the best players are there. They feel bigger to me watching them. I'm sure they feel that way to other people too. But I'm with you, dude. I'm like, this is exactly what you want. You're getting the best shit possible on the PGA Tour right now. Don't mess with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We got the best players in the world. It seems like they're battling in, week out. And then obviously the PGA Tour announces that they're going to change some stuff for the designated events. There's going to be limited fields, no cuts, which I think is a horrible idea.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not too late that they can maybe possibly go change their mind when they see how happy everyone is with these designated events, how great the ratings are, how everyone on Twitter, social media is talking about this is fascinating. This is exactly what we wanted. We got Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler trying to chase down Kurt Kitayama. Jordan Spieth was in there as well. At one point, it looked like it could possibly be a 6, 7, 8-way playoff.
I thought we were going to get the mother of all playoffs at one point, which would not have pissed me off. I mean, we had Rory, Harris, Cantlay, Spieth, Scheffler, Hatton. There was a situation where all those guys are going, and Kitayama.
Yeah, John Rahm, what the hell were you doing?
Rahm.
Where were you?
Turns out he's human.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what do you want from these things, man? This is as good as it's going to get. I think it's the best, the most I've been into golf tournaments in a non-major in a long time, and that's three weeks out of the last three of whatever.
I agree, and that's
weeks.
why I wish we would just sit back a little bit and just wait and see kind of what happens with a few more of these events, because they're fascinating, and we haven't even got to the majors yet. We're at the Players this week.
This is the preview. This is the appetizers, dude.
And it's been going so good, man. But congratulations to Kurt Kitayama picking up his first win and his 50th start on the PGA Tour. So happy for him. I've known the kid for a long time. Not the most textbook-looking action, but my God, he just knows how to grind it out. When the swing requires a lot of timing, and when that timing's on, he plays incredibly well. He's not scared to miss quite a few cuts, but then he gets up there, and he contends. He's up to 19th in the world now.
Hits bombs, crazy bombs for 5-7. Call him Quadzilla. And, the golf swing is a little different than what you see with most of the guys, the bowed wrist, kind of the shut face, rotation, all that. He's an open, super high left arm at the top. But, damn, he creates a lot of speed. Putts it good. Lag putting is unbelievable. And, I mean, quite frankly, going into the last day, you look at that leaderboard, there probably weren't a whole lot of people being like, I bet you it's Kitayama at the end, especially after the triple on 9. Be like, well, he had his run. It was too much. One of these other guys is going to win it. No, and that's why I think they're so awesome. It's like we've seen the two big names with Scotty and John win. Now you got something different, and he held them all off. It was awesome.
You go back to Phoenix, you throw in Nick Taylor in there.
Yep.
Keith Mitchell was outside the top 50 in the world, but he's not Max Homa and John Rahm. Keith Mitchell's in the final group there competing. Now you have Kurt Kitayama. This is exactly what we want. We want the guys that are slightly lesser names competing with all the big dogs, and that's what this brings. You start going to these limited events, I think it ruins that, but that's a story for another day.
If you're worried about stars being around the weekend, guess what? Stars are around on the weekend. That's why they're stars. Go back and find me John Rahm's last missed cut on the PGA Tour. Long time. Rory hadn't been missing many. They're going to be there. It doesn't help to have them go off 2 hours, 3 hours before the leader and just go through the motions out there off the 10th tee. That doesn't make a better product. I don't know why that's a change has been necessary, because these things have been good, man.
But congrats to Kurt. Congrats also to Nico Echevarria, who won down in Puerto Rico, and future guest on Golf Subpar, Akshay Bhatia, who locked up special temporary membership on the PGA Tour with his solo second-place finish. The kid just turned 21 years old. I'm so pumped for him, man. It feels like he's been around forever, because he has. He turned pro when he was 17 years old, been getting sponsor exemptions out on the PGA Tour. Finally started to play, kind of like what I think everyone expected of him and probably what he expected of himself, but he is now a member of the PGA Tour.
Yeah, he's a guy that since he turned pro at 17, no college, he's had eyeballs on him from age 17. Not a lot of guys can do that. honestly, last year was the year I think most people expect him to get on the PGA Tour. He won early on the Korn Ferry Tour. Winning out there, you're not locked to get your card, but you're pretty damn close. And then he battles some injuries, ends up just missing out, and it ended up not hurting him all that much. It was just a couple-month delay.
But looking forward to having him on very soon. But this week's guest, we got two for a little bit, but we got Tracy West from the Valspar Championship, tournament director, and also general chair for the tournament down there. And now NFL Hall of Famer Ronde Barber joins us. We talk a little golf, a little Valspar. Valspar, the most colorful event on the PGA Tour. Do some great things down there with the caddie bib nicknames. They're trying to turn it into quite a party. I'm actually hosting a party there on Friday.
Talk about, dude,
with Rob Gronkowski.
Are you ready? Oh, is Gronk going to be there?
Gronk's there on Friday.
Oh, wow. So now you're going to have to. We talk about it in the interview a little bit. Say how you like to dance, but you don't like to talk about it. Gronk's gonna Gronk ain't gonna shy away from anything. So you better be ready to perform.
They're doing great things down there. Jordan Spieth, Sam Burns, Justin Thomas will all be in the field down there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But getting to talk to Ronde, who is one of the nicest men I've ever come across in my life. I've got to play golf with his twin brother Tiki, but what an NFL career he had. And now to cap it off, he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, as he should. He had a hell of a run, all with one team. You don't see that hardly ever. And not just how long his career was for anyone, but as a corner, that's really hard.
Shutdown corner.
Young man's game out there. To be a corner at that level for that long, it's a hell of a run. He's going to look nice in that gold jacket.
All right, let's get to it. Here's Tracy West and Ronde Barber on Golf Subpar.
All right, we have two special guests joining us here today, two of the big fish from the upcoming Valspar Championship. First off, we have tournament director Tracy West, and she is alongside longtime NFL vet and golf fanatic, the tournament general chair, Ronde Barber. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you.
We appreciate being here, so thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. The time is approaching fast. I know you guys have a lot of new things in store for the Valspar this year. Why don't you tell us about some of the things you have planned for this year's event?
Yeah, we've got a great set of activities. This is really a fan favorite on the PGA Tour. We get a ton of people, 120,000 people come and watch for the week. So it's a very well supported in the Tampa Bay area and really throughout Florida, coming to the tournament. So a lot of fun activities for kids, families to do, for military to come out and so forth. But really kind of a neat thing each day. We have a theme of each day of the 4 days of competition. So I'll start with Friday because I'm going to work my way back to Thursday. So,
of course you are.
Yes,
exactly. Starting.
Just go ahead and bury the lead, Tracy. The lead is that we have Colt Knost on our rooftop for 4 days. That's the lead. That's what we should have started with.
I hope you got insurance.
Oh boy.
I hope you got good insurance too.
We'll get there. So let's work our way from Friday through Sunday first. So Friday, St. Patrick's Day. So obviously a ton of fun. People dressed in green. We're asking the pros and the caddies dress in green. We'll have a lot of green beer. It's just a great party day. Saturday, we have started a concert series. This was our 8th year for the Valspar Live concert, and we've got Darius Rucker coming to play. So we're really excited. So anyone that has a Saturday ticket gets to go to this concert for free. So that's a huge, huge day for us. Sunday, we're actually doing a kind of a big charity day. We've got a really nice relationship with Feeding Tampa Bay, and we're asking all our fans and patrons to bring a canned good with them. And we're going to try and raise, 10,000, 15,000 cans of food for the Tampa Bay area and hurricane relief south of us. But then Thursday's theme is Ronde Barber Appreciation Day. So obviously with Ronde going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2023, it's going to be all about our general chair that day. So we don't even care what players we have. It's going to be all about Ronde's day. So we're going to do lots of fun activities. We're partnering with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on this. There'll be a gate giveaway, a commemorative item that everyone will receive. He's going to be driving a gold basically a gold golf cart all week. We've got lots of fun areas that are going to be devoted to Ronde. You can't even tell them all the fun stuff because we want some of it to be a surprise. But it's all going to culminate with a celebration of Ronde and his career and what he means to the Tampa Bay community, not only from a Buccaneer standpoint, but really what he means to this tournament and PGA Tour golf. And on the 18th green, right after play, so a bunch of the Bucs are coming, a bunch of his friends and coaches, and obviously leadership from the Buccaneers, leadership from the PGA Tour, and the Copperheads, our host organization, and we're gonna and his friends and family, Claudia, we're gonna have a really nice celebration for him on the green on Thursday, and we're asking all our fans to come dressed in their favorite Buccaneer gear, and obviously number 20. So
consummate saleswoman.
Do a hell of a job. I'm about to buy a jersey right now.
It's going to be a great week. But Ronde, I got to ask you, I mean, growing up playing football, obviously a Hall of Fame career, did you ever see yourself involved in a golf tournament?
Oh my God, no. I grew up in the small town, Southwest Virginia, and I used to see golf courses, drive by them and be like, that is the biggest waste of space I've ever seen. I didn't get into golf until I may have played once in college, in my last year, my fourth year at Virginia. But I picked it up when I got here, and I never thought I would be involved in golf. I was a fan. I watched it. I didn't watch TCU or SMU play golf, but I I did know that golf was big in Florida. And my first year here, this is a great story because the guy whose job I eventually ended up taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this guy's name was Anthony Parker. He was 10 or 11 years in. Every single Friday, my rookie year, he's like, Ronde, let's go. We're going to go play golf. I didn't know what I was doing. I was hacking. I was trying to be an athlete, trying to play golf. And of course, being a good athlete doesn't make you a good golfer at all. But it gave me the bug. And, I'd say 10 years later, I got kind of good at it. And I retired and got involved with this organization, Copperhead Charities, joined their board. And it's been a nice, steady ride working with these guys since then. And my game has improved, definitely since I retired. Lost all this bulk. I'm like a normal looking guy. I look like a golfer more than a football player, and the game got better. So it's been a blessing, to be honest with you, be involved with it. And this is just a kind of accumulation of my years in golf and being a big part of this community, just getting this opportunity to be involved with Tracy and Valspar in the Copperhead Charity Group.
Yeah, and y'all run one of the most fun events on the PGA Tour. I was fortunate enough to play in it quite a few times. Talk about Valspar and y'all's relationship with them, because they stepped up in a big way.
In a big way. I mean, this tournament over the years, so it started in 1977, right, as the JCPenney Classic, so the mixed team event, with the LPGA. And then JCPenney was a long-term sponsor, but once they stopped and the event became a standard PGA Tour event, we had a various amounts of different titles between Chrysler and pods and transitions and even a year without a title. So there wasn't a lot of consistency and a lot of, financial support on a consistent basis. Valspar stepped up in a big way to save that tournament in 2014. The tournament was literally hours away from going to Puerto Rico. And Valspar, so ProLink Sports, our company, brought Valspar, Hollis Cavanagh Valspar to the table, and they became the title sponsor. And now we've had multiple renewals with them, and this will be their 10th year as our title sponsor. But what they bring, guys, and as you know, in Colton playing, it's really the strategic direction and the atmosphere, right? Early on, they said this is going to be the tagline, the most colorful PGA Tour event in the world, and we live and breathe that every day. And it's more than, hey, they're a fun paint brand, so we get to do a lot of fun things, with their brand on course to really do fun activations for the fans that are coming out, even things like tiny homes that are painted in their colors of the year, to just the look and the feel and the paint chips and the things that they create visually on this golf course. But really just giving us the funding and strategic direction to do a lot of fun things. So we do a lot of activities for our fans. We're a big community happening now. So we've got 144 great PGA Tour pros, but we've got a lot of activities here at the tournament, and it keeps people coming out.
Yeah, and I know both of you are out here at the Phoenix Open, and Ronde, you're probably used to being recruited, coming up. All the colleges wanting you to go there. But you guys were out here actually at the Phoenix Open doing a little recruiting yourself. Ronde, what was it like to be on the other side of recruiting, and who are you guys talking to?
Right. I had to be there for other reasons as well. Just the recruiting trip was a good, I'll say, first reason to be there. Obviously, the honors was later that week, but we talked to most of the people Tracy wanted to get in front of were people that, or guys, I should say, that had given interest and had said verbally that they were coming. This one just likes to have that look in your eye, hey, dude, are you going to show up at our tournament to play? The Adam Hadwins of the world, who we had a chance to talk to at length and talking about his schedule. One of our challenges, as you guys know, is the schedule that the PGA Tour has created with these designated events. And API, players, us, and then World Golf Championship. All three of those are elevated. So in order for us to have continued success that we've had for years now, the 10 years that we've been with Valspar, we need guys to play multiple events. Vince, take 4 weeks and, hey, I got to play 4 weeks in a row and I need to make a stop in Tampa or in Palm Harbor, I should say, to play the Valspar Championship. So getting in front of guys and trying to convince them that they should come to us it's part of the gig now. I think Tracy's very good at it. She's probably better at it than me. I'm not a guy that likes to, hey, dude, you want to play us? Yeah, promise to come play us. But she's like, you're coming to play us, right? And it was a pretty unique experience. I did it last year with her. We went to Houston, right, Tracy? And along the same vein, trying to get guys just interested and look them in the eye and see if they really want to commit to us. And I think we created some traction with it. And we got some good commits coming up. I'm excited for it. That won't be our issue. I don't think our field will be our issue. I think 5 months ago, talking to our board, and that was the big issue. Golf landscape has definitely changed, and we're in a tough spot. And so that's been the biggest issue with some of our sponsors. It's the issue with our biggest sponsor, our title, with Valspar, who's going to show up. But I think we've gotten some good player commitments, and it's becoming less and less an issue. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a good field come March 13th.
Yeah, the field's going to be very good. It's one of the best golf courses on the PGA Tour, the Copperhead course. Very challenging, always fun to watch. But one of the fun things y'all do is the nicknames on the caddy bibs, or they can put whatever they want. Who came up with that, and do you have any favorites?
Yeah,
it's spring break. It's
exactly.
Spring break. You can do whatever you want during spring break.
Well, so I have to give Andy Pazder at the PGA Tour a lot of this credit. So he and I were talking, and he kind of had this idea in the back of his head of taking one of the PGA Tour tournaments and make it like MLB. So the Players Week that they have on Major League Baseball, where they can wear fun socks, they can do, multiple different things. So he said, I really would love you guys to do this because it makes sense. You are the most colorful PGA Tour tournament in the world. So he charged us with, hey, come back with some fun, cool ideas. So our team sat down and Valspar and so forth, and really came up with a myriad of different activities. The two mainstays. So we've been doing this for 5-6 years now. The mainstay being we're the only PGA Tour event that, yes, as you said, the players can either put a nickname on the back of their caddy's vest or like their social handle. And there's about the first year, maybe about 10 guys, 15 guys did it. They didn't really know what to expect and what to think. And now we'll probably have about 70, 80 of the guys out of the 144 do it. We now have to watch though, because sometimes they'll put on like one of the players put on like their tequila brand. And our player services person didn't catch it, because it was in Spanish, but so they can't use it to market anything. It's truly just needs to be a nickname or their social handle. So they do that. And then we're the only tournament that they get to put an honorary observer inside the ropes. So on the PGA Tour, as you guys know, there's the opportunity where corporate sponsors can put in 2 people and follow along inside the ropes. You see them all the time on the broadcast. We can have up to 5 people inside the ropes. So 2 corporate sponsors, but each pro can put in a family, a guest, a family member. So it's been kind of interesting. It's like marital relations. Like, do I put my wife in, a girlfriend? Do I not? She be offended if I don't? It's been kind of an interesting dynamic. But those are just a couple of the things that we get to do here at this tournament.
And just to clarify, it's not. Yeah, just to clarify, it's not wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thursday wife, Friday girlfriend, Thursday wife, or Saturday, Sunday. Everyone wins. A little something for everyone.
That's great. We like to pick on one of your past champions here on the show, Gary Woodland. I think we need to get Jordan Spieth or one of the big name guys to put Gary's phone number on the back of his.
Oh, that'd be great.
We'll have some fun.
Maybe
with
his
that.
credit card number.
Even better.
Yeah. How many digits do we get?
Right.
I'll tell you guys. I just want to tell you guys, I think you're doing an incredible job of giving this tournament an identity. It's kind of hard to do on the PGA Tour, and you guys are doing a hell of a job doing that. You just mentioned like the bibs and the Darius Rucker, and you got the double decker, which I want to talk about with Colt here coming up. One of the things that grabbed my attention and would if I was a player is I believe the winner this year gets to have a mural painted. I don't know if it's of them or whatever they want in a town of their choosing. This seems like the opportunities are endless, and I would very much like to win that golf tournament.
So that's one of the activations that Valspar gave us, really coming out of COVID. And the original activation was Back to Bright, and we were going to do a mural in Tampa, and we ended up doing it in Clearwater at North Greenwood Rec Center, and it was a huge success. This guy, local painter, Zulu painter, was his name, put this mural out, and it was phenomenally well received. And so the following year, Sarah Hackney from Valspar, our brand partner from Valspar, said, we want to continue to do this, but it's not Back to Bright now. It's Be Bright. Let's continue to be bright. And so we did another mural. And then last year's winner, this is where this started, with the winner of the tournament, Brant Snedeker, decided to do a mural in Tennessee, where him and Mandy live. And so that was the first one. Then last year, Sam, repeat winner, got a chance to do his mural at actually, I take that back. Brant was the paint can, right, Tracy?
Yeah.
Right. It was a paint can. That's right. Because Sam won 2 years ago too. We had every pro sign a paint can, and then we chose one of the pros, and it ended up being Brant. Last year was the first time that we allowed the winner to pick his specific city or wherever really he wanted to do it. And Sam Burns picked Ruston, Louisiana, which if you've never been to Ruston, Louisiana, it's about a town of 1,000, and the mural is a big, big deal there. So this year's winner will also get the chance to do that. And I think their Be Bright campaign is really important for not only to showcase Valspar paint, but to brand us, to brand Valspar and Valspar Championship. And it goes a long way to really, kind of quantifying the things that we do for the PGA Tour.
Sam could fit every person in Ruston on that mural. No doubt about it. I've been there. I have been there. It also. Let's talk a little bit about this double decker, like where I'm going to be staged. I cannot believe y'all are putting me in control of bringing up the players on 18. This is kind of terrifying.
Yep. It got a good run, guys.
We're giving you a mic, and this could be very dangerous. But yes, basically what we're doing is going double decker for the first time at the Valspar Championship. So our biggest structure on the 18th green, it'll be private hospitality underneath, but the upper deck is called the rooftop. So think of just exactly like a rooftop bar theme. And so it'll be a special ticket that people can buy. There's going to be a ton of celebrities up there each day, Thursday through Sunday. Colt leading the pack, right? So we're going to give you a mic. So what's going to happen is, and I know we didn't explain this to you because you probably wouldn't have said yes. So we wanted you to say yes first. Basically, there's going to be music. So there's going to be a DJ Fresh, who's the famous DJ here in the Tampa Bay region. He's the DJ for the Tampa Bay Rays, etc. He's going to play music in between groups. So just kind of low, just for the people on the rooftop to hear. But then you're going to, after the pro groups hit their approach shot, as they're coming up, instead of us just doing a normal, and now coming to the green is, Jordan Spieth and Sam Burns, you're going to do it, and you're going to say something fun about each of them. Now,
yes, guys,
and hang on, but this is going to be heard. So you're on, this will be surround sound all throughout hospitality and all throughout everyone that's at the 18th green. So you can't mess up their mojo either. So you got to say something fun. So pressure's on, but don't be messing up their mojo.
I have such a great relationship with all them out there, and now you're totally trying to ruin this because I'm going to say something at some point, and I'm like, oh, God.
Guys, Colt's probably too modest to tell you this to your face, but he's also an unbelievable dancer, and he was kind of hoping that in between groups with the music that he could get up top and dance for the people. Maybe for some ones or whatever. I'm just saying he's hoping that could happen, so maybe you could facilitate that, but he's too modest.
Till you see the rendering, or wait till you show up, Colt, and you see it. This rooftop is enormous space. It's beautifully laid out right now. There's nothing up there now, but you're going to have plenty of room to do whatever you want to. There is a dance floor. It's carpeted.
Good. There you go.
Very nice. Colt, big expectations here, buddy.
Exactly.
It's 60 degrees in Scottsdale, and I'm sweating right now. This is great. I love it.
Drew,
well, we
love the idea, Drew. Thank you.
I'm an idea factory, Tracy. Ronde, you need anything? I know my guy. I know his skill set. You just holler at me. I got you.
You're out.
I got a few other things churning right now. We'll connect offline, as they say.
Well, we can't wait for it to get going. The Valspar Championship is March 13th through 19th. I'll be there. I cannot wait. Tracy, thank you so much. We're going to talk a little football with Ronde.
All right.
I love it.
Guys.
Thank you, Tracy. Have a great week. Appreciate your time.
Bye.
All right. Ronde, let's get down to some football here. Obviously, congratulations. Hall of Fame class of 2023. Let's just start it off right there. What was it like to get that phone call?
God, I've been a finalist now 3 years in a row. I've been eligible for 6 years, and I've been a semifinalist all 6 years. The last 3 years, I was a finalist. Last year, I got into the top 10. The finalist cuts down to 15, and then unbeknownst to us, my presenter told me this. Last year, I got to the top 10, and once you get in the top 10, it's almost inevitable that you get in. Last year, I got a call from Jim Porter, who's the head of the Hall of Fame now after David Baker retired. David Baker's a famous big guy, but Jim Porter called me and said, I forgot what the number was, percentage of the guys that get to the top 10, it's almost guaranteed that they get in. So your time is coming. And so I felt good about it after the end of last year. And I had an inkling that this year was going to be the year because talking to Ira Kaufman, who was my presenter at the Hall of Fame, he said, everybody is talking about you. So the traction going into the vote, which was a month ago, was good. And apparently he presented it well. And it was really no doubt that this was going to be my year. So when Derek Brooks came and knocked on my door and he's wearing his gold jacket and they call it the knock, I was surprised, yes, but I was more relieved and expecting it. And so it was a heck of a moment. I mean, I'm 363 of 371. And there's been 30,000 plus players that played in the professional football, because it's a Pro Football Hall of Fame, not just the NFL, that have played pro football. And to be in that, whatever that percentage is it's truly all inspiring for me. I'm happy about it, but I'm also very excited for the people that love and care about me, and I think they're as happy as I am. So this is awesome couple of weeks here.
Well, it's an unbelievable achievement. I just got to ask real quick about the knock. So do you have any idea what day it's going to happen or anything? Or
what if you're not home?
Yeah, what if you're not home? Exactly.
I'm on vacation.
So here's how this goes down. It's kind of it's a setup is what it is. So they voted on a Tuesday, right? They called my wife on Wednesday, the next day, and that she heard from him means that I'm in. So it's up to her to keep it a secret from me for a week so they can set up this knock, right? And then it's her job, or it could have been an agent for other guys, whoever it is, to be in a specific place at the specific time. And so she made sure I was home. But I get home, I was playing golf that day, come back, my mom's at the house. I'm like, why is my mom here? She lives in Maryland. She lives in Laurel, Maryland, and she hasn't done much traveling since COVID, and she's here. I'm like, okay. My daughter's home from school. She goes to the University of Chicago. She's in the house. I'm like, all right, something's going on. And it's really, what else could it be, right?
Yeah.
Why else would all these people be here? My best friend comes over, who actually works on the Champions Tour. He's at the house. I'm like, all right, this is it. And then literally an hour later, knock comes on the door, and I'm going to answer it. Clyde's like, you need to go answer the door. And I see the cameras outside. I'm like, okay, this is it. So I held it together.
Cool,
I held it together pretty good.
Hell of a mean prank if Derek Brooks shows up and was in a gold jacket. You almost made it. Not quite. Better luck next year. Question on the jacket. Do you get to Augusta, right? They get a jacket for the Masters, obviously. Do you get to keep this jacket? And if so, is this something you get? I would rock that around town. I feel like there'd be no occasion where that doesn't play.
Well, I feel like Derek wears his all the time. He showed up at my door, and I was like, "Do you wear that everywhere?" I was kind of poking at him, but yeah, I think you get a couple of jackets. They measured me at the Super Bowl, at our sizing day at the Super Bowl on that Saturday, and I think the one that's kept at the hall. There's one that's kept that I get to keep. So nice. Yeah, I'll wear it frequently. There's no doubt about it.
It's like a trophy. Trophy you get to wear. That's nice. Going to your golf a little bit. I understand you're a 1.5 index. Is that correct?
Hold on, let me check. I think it's like a 1.2 right now, Drew. I mean, you got to get on.
Wow, trending down.
You got to get on the Gin app a little bit. Let's see.
You're playing way too much golf.
I am currently a 1.2.
Wow. Too much golf. So
you know what that
question
means?
For you.
That means I play in tournaments and get no strokes. That sucks.
Yep. There's good and bad to that 1.2. Does this make you the best golfer of all former NFL players, not counting quarterbacks? They don't count. They have a lot of free time.
No. There's some kickers like Jay Feely.
Yeah, kickers.
I don't know
Feely's
what his index is. Feely beats my ass every time I play him. I'm like, you're not that good, but he's good. I think what happens with me is that I play Old Memorial every week, and it's, I can shoot 75 there, even because it's my course, but it doesn't travel. It doesn't travel well because of familiarity of that place. But it's rated high until my handicap goes down. But that's just because I know the course. I'm not that good.
Is that where you normally play? I was
sandbagging already.
I know, yeah. I was telling Sleaze about Old Memorial earlier, though. Old Memorial is fantastic, and it's hard.
So I live 3 miles from there. Old Memorial, Colt. Old Memorial is a great golf course, but it's a great place to hang. It's like an extension of my living room, so I'm there all the time. All the time. I play out here quite a bit, too. I've been a member at Innisbrook for a number of years before I joined the board. And then I'm out at Doyle's place, Dan Doyle's place, the Pelican over in Bel Air. So I get around to play golf. I'm retired. I'm retired twice, man. I played football for 16 years, retired, did TV for 7 years for Fox Sports. That contract went away, and so I'm retired twice. I'm 47 years old. What else am I going to do?
You've retired twice, and you look like you're still training, like you're getting ready to go to an NFL training camp. Like, I mean, do you ever take a day off?
Yeah, dude, you ever eat something that's not good for you? What's your body fat?
Yeah. It's probably in the teens now. When I was playing, though, it was like 6.5. I do remember that.
6.5.
But it's kind of like you, Colt, and you're right.
In this pinky right here. I'm built for comfort, Ronde, not speed. All right. We mentioned earlier with Tracy that y'all were here at the WM Phoenix Open. Give me your thoughts on that. Had you ever been here before?
Yeah. So my wife went to school at Arizona State, and so when we were dating, this guy, Anthony Parker, who I mentioned earlier, went to school at Arizona State, and he lived out in Arizona. And so I think it was my second year, so it was 99. We went back out to the tournament. And obviously the tournament I saw a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, was not what I saw in 1999. I remember Tracy and I walked into the tournament on the 18th. Is that gate right there on the 18th fairway, and looking over at that kind of panoramic view down 18, you see 17 green right there, and then just the massive structure that's 16 all the way in the background horizon. It looks like a city. It looks like a big city from that vantage. I took a video and I sent it to all my guys. I was like, this is ridiculous. But walking around that place, we were commenting that their Wednesday Pro-Am, Celeb Pro-Am, whatever their Pro-Am is, probably has as many people as any two of our days at the Valspar Championship. It's just that crazy. But it's an awesome event. I mean, and it should be. It's got the reputation that it does because they have a lot of loyal drinkers that want to come and watch golf. Loyal drinkers.
That's basically it. That is basically it.
It's like 250,000 Ruston at Louisiana's on Saturday.
I said, I bet you there's 10% of the people here that actually care about the golf. The rest of them are just there for the party. But
that's
it's
probably
awesome.
It's a good place to drink, and there happens to be some golf being played in the peripheral at the same time. When you're watching golf each week, who are your guys? Do you have guys you pull for? Who are you watching? Who do you like to see win? All that.
You know who I like? I love rooting for Tony Finau. I met him once here at Valspar. This was years ago, and he was in some little restaurant right around the corner in Palm Harbor. And I was with Mark Russell, actually. I was going out to dinner with Mark Russell. And we walk in. He's like, oh, there's Tony Finau. Hey, let me introduce you. Walked over. He said hello. He was the nicest human being ever. And I didn't even really know who he was. This is before he gained the traction that he has now in golf. But him, definitely. I've always rooting for Sam because now that I know him, I have a vested interest. He's our two-time champ, so I have to pull for him. And he's an incredibly nice guy with incredibly nice family. His wife is wonderful. Caroline's awesome. So for them for sure. But in the global sense of golf, I don't know. Maybe Jordan and Ricky. I really want to see, because Ricky was a guy that I was kind of enamored with when he was younger, because he's little, right? He's not a big guy, got a weird swing, but I love the way he used to put it together, and then he lost it. I want to see him get it back, right?
It's
so I
getting there.
kind of
It's
root for him
trending.
when I see him. He's getting there. Other than that, Colt Knost when he played, I liked him.
No more playing.
We
Just
found
talking.
him. There's his fan.
Yeah, I got one fan.
There
Ronde
he is.
Barber.
I knew he was out there.
You mentioned 16 years in the NFL, Tampa Bay Bucks. I know you're in the know. Give it to us right now. Does Tom Brady stay retired?
Yeah, I think he's done. He did. I think this year was so hard on him. I mean, they won 8 games, and it was hard to win 8 games. I mean, they won the division. The NFC South stunk. It was awful. Although Carolina got good towards the end of the year. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Carolina was going to beat us and win the division. To be honest with you, but I think this year was so hard on him for all the other reasons too. But professionally, to trying to will that team to 8 wins and not playing great every single week, I think was enough. I mean, you know how it is. You play professionally. You finish the year, and you're telling yourself if you're not successful, you didn't have a successful year, it's over. You're like, I got to go through all this just to do this again. And I think after doing it for 23 years, I think he's finally said enough is enough. He does seem like he wants to spend more time with his kids, so I'd say he's retired. So if you're a Bucks fan, the Kyle Trask era starts right now. Get ready.
There you go.
Only
It's
one
nice to see
quarterback on
Tom.
our roster.
That's it. Is that the only one?
Only
Trask.
one right now.
Trask time.
It's nice to see Tom following in my footsteps though and signing that $375 million TV deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we do after we retire.
Right. Yeah. Yours was like, that.
Yeah.
That's a nice cushion to land on when you shut it down from playing competitively. Like, that's a soft landing. What should I do now? I don't have anything. All that. Oh, here you go. Here's 360 just to talk about the sport you just played. Oh, okay. You know what? And I'm out.
And we don't even know if you're going to be good at it.
Yeah, you could be terrible, but we already signed you to it. So
I'll be interested to see if he ever does it. I don't know if he will or not. I mean, he took a year. He's taking a year, right? Because everybody's expecting him to do Super Bowl. He's like, I'm not doing the Super Bowl, and I'm not calling games in 2024. So now you can expect, or 2023. Now you can expect to see me in 24. What would they tell you, Colt, if you said, all right, I'm done with golf. I know CBS wants to hire me, but I'm going to wait a year and then I'm going to jump in next year. What do you think would happen?
What would they say?
What would they say? Are you? And
you're fired.
And cool. We don't really need you anyway. Yeah. I signed as fast as they sent me that contract before they changed their mind.
And Greg Olson doing as good as he's doing right now. Like that's he's making it look easy, but it ain't. So remains to be seen what Tom will do. I got a question, and I've been curious about this for a while. I'm glad I finally get to ask you. You played corner in the league. Your brother running back. Okay, how was that determined? Were you always better on the defensive side, or did coaches just figure we need one of them on the field at all times growing up? Because the same measurables, same everything. Like, how do you end up on different sides?
That's a great question. I get that a lot, and the reality is he was always bigger than me. He's bigger than me. He's faster than me. So he looked more like a running back. I mean, I graduated from high school, going to University of Virginia, and we ran track as well. So I was a runner, but I weighed 149 pounds when I graduated from high school. And so go back to like junior high and like little league, and I was like maybe the skinniest guy on the team. So Tiki had a little bit more ass, let's put it that way, than I did, and he looked like a running back. I did not look like a running back, so I had to get on the field somewhere. So I played defense in rec league and in middle school, and even in high school. It was hand the ball to Tiki, go right, hand the ball to Tiki, go left, hand the ball to Tiki, go to the middle. So if I was going to play running back, I wasn't going to touch the ball anyways. So I ended up on the defensive side of the ball, and it was a good decision by me.
That was a good, smart move.
Pretty
good coaching
good decision.
move. Good coaching move.
By both of y'all. It worked out all right for him being running back and for you being a corner. All right, let's get to the E9 before we get out of here.
I know he might have been bigger and stronger and faster. I just want to tell you this off record. You're better looking.
Yeah, right. He can't pull off. Yeah. He can't pull off the stylish grayish beard that I can. He likes to keep it closely shaved so he could look good. I don't know. Whatever.
Exactly.
I'm definitely better looking. I came out first. I have that designation.
Yeah, older, better looking brother.
Exactly, dude. It all
right.
balances.
We ask this to everyone, and if you say Tiki, you have to re-answer because that's not fair. If you can be anyone for a day other than yourself, who would it be?
Idris Elba.
Oh yeah,
Good
one.
Idris Elba. Yeah,
yeah, Idris Elba.
Yeah, I want to be him. I want to be him.
I want to be him too.
He's
You want to be
smooth.
him too?
Yeah,
He's the smoothest dude ever. I mean, have you ever watched the show? It's a British show. It's called. He's a detective and he's just messed up. He's a drunk. It is the best acting I've ever seen. I was like, if I ever came back as a British uh, uh, private detective, I'd want to be that guy that Idris Elba plays in that show. I can't think of the name of the show right now.
I got to check this out.
he's good in everything. From The Wire, Stringer Bell. I never thought when I saw Stringer Bell, I was like, this thing's gonna be it. He might be the next. He might be Bond at some point.
You know what? The funny thing you say that I watched when I was younger. I watched the first episode, the first season of that, and I just went away from it. I never watched it again. About 5 years ago, I watched the whole thing over again, and I was like, I did not remember that he was in that. Did not know that he was that he was that involved in that show. What a great show! The Wire may be the best show ever on TV.
That's one of Sleaze's favorites.
My number one and forever after that. Every time I saw him, like, oh, Stringer Bell's in that. Now it's like, dude, that was a stepping stone. Even though I think it's the best show ever made. I mean, a lot of people think that. All right, give me my first one here. Let me see where I want to start. All right, give me this one. The one wide receiver you hated to line up against more than anyone. You're just like, damn it, I got a full game.
Randy Moss. And when I first got into the league, we played him twice a year in Minnesota. He was a pain in the butt, man. He sucked to cover him, but it also sucked to cover Chris Carter. Like, they have two Hall of Fame wide receivers on that team, and they had a guy, Jake Reed, who was about 6'5" on that team. So Minnesota in general, but really Randy, because he was 6'4" and just too athletic to be that big. He could run, he could catch. The other guy that I always say is Steve Smith, because I played against them most of my career when he was in Carolina, and he was a problem. Like, we didn't change our defenses for many people, but we had to make adjustments for those two. So people ask me this question, it's an easy answer. The two guys that we had to change defenses for were Steve Smith and Randy Moss, and they were tough. Steve Smith is like a small version of like a tight end. But he's like 5'9", 200 pounds, and he outworked you, and he played like he was 6'5", 250. He was an awesome player.
All right, side question: better trash talker, Steve Smith or Randy Moss?
Ooh, that's a
so here's a good one. Randy was kind of quiet. I mean, he got that country accent. He just he kind of all right, man. I'm gonna get you. Don't Steve Smith? If you got him mad, he turned into a better player. Right. And so I used to go into every game and walk up to him pre-game, give him a hug, what's up, man? How the wife? How's the kids? Yeah, man. Season's going good for you, right? He's like, man, and I get him talking and like get him friendly, because I didn't want him to be mad at me. If he got mad at you and he started talking, because he could talk, man, he would purposely start a fight just to get himself going. If you got him upset, it was over with. So I was like, hey, good play, man. You make a catch on me. Yep, good catch, bro. Good catch. I just didn't
want
to
be big dog. You're the best.
Yeah,
I met him at the Phoenix Open. He was on the phone with somebody. Someone was introducing me to him, and he was just giving somebody the business on the phone. I was like, maybe now's not the time.
And he's not a good time.
Big dudes. He's bigger than you think.
All right, next one. Do Tiki and Ronde Barber, are they the greatest set of twins in the history of sports?
Yes. What other?
The only other one that would be close, I feel like, is the Bryan brothers in tennis. I mean, but they teamed up together and they're pretty good. But to have two play different positions, different teams.
Yeah, look, two of us, both the best at their respective teams at their respective positions. One's in the Hall of Fame. Tiki has an argument to be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of one. He's the only guy in NFL history with 10,000 yards rushing, 5,000 yards receiving, and 1,000 yards returning. During his career, his only peers really were LaDainian Tomlinson and Marshall Faulk. Those are the only two guys that had reception and rushing numbers like Tiki did, except Tiki doesn't get the love. So he has a case to be in the Hall of Fame. So are there any other twins that have Hall of Fame credentials?
No.
Not that I know of.
Settles up.
I think twins is a slam dunk. Brothers, you open up the door to some other dude. The Kelseys right now are doing some things. But twins, I think you got that. I think you got a monopoly on that.
Yeah, there's
the
so many
Bosas,
brothers.
yeah.
There's 1,000 brothers in it seems like in the
Yeah.
NFL right now, and obviously other sports as well. But yeah, twins got that one cornered, buddy.
You got a good set in golf actually right now. Rasmus and I can't remember the other one's Højgaard from over.
Yeah.
They play on the European Tour a lot,
Right.
DP World Tour. The Højgaard brothers. They'll be on the Ryder Cup
too. We just gave a sponsorship in Cootie, right? Aren't the twins playing
the Cootie.
golf?
Yeah.
Right.
They're very good. Have you heard the story about them, by the way, how they both got hurt?
No.
Oh yeah, this is you might appreciate this.
They are
This is
twins.
Weird shit.
They are at workouts for golf at the University of Texas. They're doing like a relay race, and the last leg is them, and they're sprinting, fighting to the finish, and they run through the end zone into the mat that is at the back wall, and they break the same bone in the same arm at the same time.
At the same time.
Yes, you can't make it up.
So
No.
get this. Tiki and I, it's weird. Tiki broke his forearm. I broke my forearm. Different years, right? Tiki tore his PCL in his right knee, like in early 2000s. I tore my PCL in my right knee, like a couple years later, 2000. It's bizarre. It's bizarre that you just told me that. It's just crazy.
Some little telepathic stuff going on. You can communicate without talking. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there.
That's just
all right. We talked about we talked about this with Tracy a little bit earlier, but let's say you were playing in the Valspar and your brother was caddying for you, okay? Yeah. And so you get to put whatever you want on the back of the bib. What are you putting on for Tiki?
Oh, if Tiki's wearing it,
yeah, he's wearing it.
I could say something really bad, but can I say something bad on this?
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, of course.
That's what we're here for.
Sloppy seconds.
I like that. That's good. That's good. That's very good. I like that a lot.
He came out of the womb second. He's going to have to get in the Hall of Fame second. I'm just better at everything. So he's second.
Yeah,
man.
Dude. You just lead the way.
Oh, that's
right.
Awesome.
You should set that up. I'm sure you could get it. You're playing out there at some point. Maybe get him to come down. Don't tell him about the bib though.
He actually comes down. He plays in our celeb stuff on Sunday before and Monday. He runs marathons now, so he's running our 5K that we have on Sunday morning prior to our week, so the 12th. But yeah, he's down. He doesn't play a lot of golf. He could probably be Colt these days, but he's
false. I have played with that man, and he will never beat me at the game of golf. Sorry, Tiki, I love you, but no.
I don't think I'll ever see him again ever without thinking sloppy seconds. Like, I think it's one of those things that's just gonna stick with me for sloppy seconds. Yeah, not Ronde. Yeah.
He did tell me this is my next question. The only bragging right on the golf course he does have on you was on draft day.
Yeah, he's got that.
Tell us a story about draft day.
So this is funny. So I don't remember if this is a fake story or if it really happened. So on draft day, so I'll give you the whole draft day. We actually play golf. We play golf with a friend of ours who was our RA our first year at UVA. His name is Chip Roy. He's actually a senator or congressman from Texas now. A great guy, but he was with the golf team at the time at University of Virginia. He's like, I'm going to take you guys to play golf, so you're not thinking about where you're going to get drafted. Back then it wasn't the televised event that it is now. It was, you just got a call, hey, we're going to pick you. So we're on, I think 16 at Birdwood Golf Course in Charlottesville, where the UVA team plays, and we're in the middle of the fairway. Tiki gets a call. It's Jim Postle. Tiki, we're going to draft you with the 6th pick of the second round. Great. Tiki hits his shot, and apparently he birdies it. That's his first ever birdie. See, now I can't remember if it's hyperbole or if we just made that up, or if he actually really did it. I don't think he actually really did it, but I think we use that as a story just to be cute. But here's what happened next. So the third round, I get drafted 6th pick of the third round. The third round is literally 3 hours later, right? So I'm waiting forever. We go to dinner. I'm like, I got a yard of beer. We go to this place. I got a yard of beer. I'm like on my 5th one. I'm like, I'm not getting drafted. I'm not getting drafted. And then it finally comes. Tony Dungy calls me. I get picked 30 picks behind him. So he definitely has that designation over me. He always will. but I'm calling BS on that birdie. It didn't happen. I'm just saying it didn't happen.
To be fair, he didn't tell me about the birdie. He just said, I got drafted on the 16th hole. Ronde got drafted well into the 19th hole. He goes, it's the last time I have any bragging rights on the golf course against him.
That's about it. That's about right.
That's good. I like that.
That's good. All right, give me this here. I know you played corner, so you're not involved like the lines were, but the scrum, when there's a fumble, give me what kind of gnarly stuff goes on down there. What's the worst thing you've ever seen at the bottom of a scrum for a fumble?
Everything. Imagine it, and it happens. I avoided piles like the plague. And there was a reason, because there was a guy that played for Virginia. His name is Anthony Poindexter. He was running up to a pile, and a guy jumped over a pile and just blew out his knee, destroyed his career. He had played like a year in the NFL, but he was the best player I'd ever played with. Piles are gnarly, man. You get in there, and you're only in there for one reason, to get the ball, right? At the bottom, if it's a loose ball and you're trying to get the ball, people will do whatever is necessary to get the ball. Because once you're in the pile, they can't see it. And back when I was playing, the cameras didn't really zoom in on it. Now it's like it's a clear fumble recovery, like plays over. Back then, the ball could change hands 3 times underneath the pile. And so, chin straps, all this stuff, wrestling
Fish
moves,
hooks,
grab your crotch, whatever. It didn't matter.
Nuts.
It did not matter. Anything went underneath there. And they're trying to get people to let go of the ball, man. But I scored 6 touchdowns on fumbles in my career, and every single one of them was like a good bounce. So I was just kind of running away from the piles. I hate piles, dude. Hate them.
No scrums for Ronde.
That's why you played 16 years. Yeah.
Nothing good happens in piles, man. Well,
yeah.
Nothing that we can talk about good happens in piles.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, what is going on down there? Just all kinds of mayhem.
All right, next one. I don't care how old you are. You'll always remember the first time you meet Michael Jordan. Yeah. Give me your first time you met the great MJ.
Oh, man. So this was the year we got drafted. This was prior to that. And we were with my manager, financial manager at the time from CSI. And we're in Carolina. And it's me, Tiki, Jamie Sharper, if you remember that name, played for the Baltimore Ravens, James Ferrier, he got drafted by the Jets, but all Virginia guys. And they're taking us out to a club. And I forget what club it was. It was somewhere in Carolina. We go in the door. Javon Curse was with us, if you remember that name. All same managers. Wow, yeah. And walk in, and you're just kind of walking through, and there's like this little balcony up top there, right? And sitting there, and I'm like, cigar in hand, I can just kind of leaning over the deal. Like, that's Michael Jordan. I've never been awestruck. Until that point, I'd never been awestruck. And I was like, that's Michael Jordan. Holy, and just mind blowing, right? I don't even remember what happened the rest of the night. But the first time I met him was in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe. I don't know if Tiki told you this story, Cole. But so this was, let's say, 2006 or 7. I'm playing. Tiki's carrying my bag, actually. He wasn't carrying. He was
sloppy, as he should be, sloppy.
And Tiki and I walk in with some friends and go to this club that's at the hotel. And there's just one table that's kind of sitting off by itself. We're novices. We have no idea what we're doing. We're just like, what do we do? Like, we go to the bar? We just sit at this table? So we took the table, right? And just sat there. And about 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, this huge hand comes over my shoulder and just like, it's like, hey, boys, you're sitting at my table. It was MJ. And I'm like, sorry. And he's like, nah, y'all stay there. It looks like you need it more than I do. And he sent us over some drinks. And I was like, we sat there the whole night at Mr. Jordan's table. But yeah, that was the first time I met him. I spent some time with him. His coach, Doug Collins, was coaching. Remember when he was at the Wizards at the end of his career? Doug was John Lynch's neighbor in San Diego. And so John and I went over from Tampa to go watch them play the Magic. And I remember a game, MJ, may have been his last season. MJ's last to come out of the showers. We're sitting in the locker room talking to Doug. And MJ pulls up a chair, and the 4 of us sat there for an hour and just talked about whatever. It was pretty awesome, man. So he's a legend, man. He's 60 years old. He's still a legend, dude. He always will be.
Always will be. Always will be. All right, my last one here. I need complete honesty out of you here, Ronde. All right. At any point in your lives, did you and Tiki ever do the old twin switcheroo? I'm talking a date, sports, put on his uni, school, anything.
No, there's in school.
Not one time?
In school, certainly not, because Tiki is a dork. You know this, Colt. Tiki is a nerd, man. He is. He would have gone to my classes and aced them. I would have gone to his classes and been like brain spinning, man. Like he's valedictorian of our high school. I couldn't do that. There is supposedly one girl that knows us both biblically, but she knew what she was doing.
Okay, fair.
Okay, I was about to say, dude, I need you to take one for me. This girl's driving me crazy. Slide in there. Just be a horrible date and get this thing over for me, dude.
All right, last one.
That one.
All right, good. All right, I knew there had to be.
All right, last one. I've heard you've pretty much played golf everywhere, including Augusta National. How many times have you played Augusta National?
I've only played it one time, and it was
with someone.
Yes, somebody that I intercepted for a touchdown once, but it was it was one of the greatest players of all time. Yeah, Peyton took me to Augusta. It was pretty cool. I went to school with Peyton's wife, Ashley, graduated from the McIntyre School of Commerce at UVA with us. So I've known Peyton since he was 18 years old and maybe 19 years old. He was still maybe a second year at University of Tennessee. And so he put together a trip with him, his brother-in-law, Will Thompson, who played at Virginia, and then another quarterback who actually lives in Augusta now that was also at Virginia, this guy named David Rivers. And he called me and he said, this was 4 years ago. Yeah, because it wasn't my 20th. It was my 19th anniversary. And he goes, hey, what are you doing February 26th? And I'm like, nothing. Why? My anniversary is on February 24th. And I was like, nothing. Why? He's like, you want to do a wives trip to Augusta? And I'm like, yes. Claudia, we're no longer going on our anniversary trip. We're going to Augusta. So that was it.
Have fun, honey. Yep,
yeah.
Here we go.
Good news for everyone, babe.
Right. So she got to play. We did the par 3. She got to play I think the back 9. They just wanted to play 9 holes. I think they played the back 9. It's awesome. I've been there many times to watch the tournament, but to get on it, unreal. Special place.
Is it your favorite?
Yes, because you know every hole. I mean, having never played it, and yet you know every single hole, every single shot. And not that I executed it at all, but it was pretty cool, man.
That's awesome. Well, Ronde, thanks to you and Tracy for joining us. Can't wait to see you at the Valspar here in just a few weeks. Really appreciate you coming on with us.
Colt, I can't wait to put you to work, buddy. It's gonna be fun.
Get that dancing set up. Get that dance floor set up. He's hell bent on doing that. Up,
all right.
He said he's not gonna do it unless he can dance.
Y'all are the worst. So I'm out of here.
I'll send you some highlight reels, some sizzle reels.
Thank you so much, Ronde. Appreciate it.
Thank you
guys.
All right, well, that was a fun one, Sleaze. Sitting to talk with Tracy West, Ronde Barber about the Valspar. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get down there. But let's just touch on Ronde. I mean, can you imagine? Obviously, he kind of sensed something was getting set up when all of a sudden his mom was in town. All of a sudden, everybody's being kind of weird, and then Derek Brooks knocks on your door. That's how you find out you're in the Hall of Fame.
Huge missed opportunity. But you didn't get in.
No,
just wanted to come say hi. It was close. Maybe next year.
Hello, friend.
See you later. Flew your mom in. Thought she'd want to hear it firsthand.
But, man, what an honor that is to be among some of the select few to get put in the NFL Hall of Fame, and he deserves it. He's a stud, also doing a great job down there at Valspar. But
how about Tiki into the mix, and let's get that sloppy seconds on the old bib.
How good is that? I love this idea they do. I mean, this should be a bet with some players. We should have had this going on. So at Valspar, obviously the caddies can put a name on their bib instead of just having Stoltz. You can put something fun on there if you want. Players should have a little action, maybe the week before. Low guy gets to pick what goes on. Obviously, nothing inappropriate.
Oh, of course.
But
of course,
it would be nothing inappropriate.
Be great. I mean, we got Harry Higgs and Joel Damon getting naked on the 16th green at Phoenix Open. You know what I mean? Let's spice this thing up. I think it'd be perfect.
Cold beer.
Perfect. Drink a little cold beer. Exactly. But there's some good shit that could be put on those bibs that I think would, juice up the action a little. You're sitting there in 45th, and the guy you're betting's in 40th. Like, oh my God, we got to make a move here.
What would you put on mine?
Dumb shit. No, I'm kidding.
That's nice. Thank you.
I would put. I'll have to do some thinking on that.
Yeah, I agree. It would take a little time. You can't just put some
gravy
or sleaze.
Or sleaze. We
You
gotta
go
get something. Like who's done goods? Like Joel Damon put "kick me," I think, on the back of Geno's. Didn't
Mark
he?
Hubbard had something to do with a cougar.
Yeah, like leaping cougar. Yeah, something like that.
Cougar,
leaping cougar. Some dudes put their Twitter handle. I think we could spice it up a little, but I'm sure there's also some parameters on what's allowed and what's not. That's why sloppy seconds. I was like, that's
sloppy
good.
seconds.
That's not
good.
a fit. You know what I mean? That's good. We ain't violating anything.
All right, well, let's get to some picks this week. Last week we had some fun. First off, Scotty Scheffler had a great chance to win the golf tournament. Made bogey on the last. Really hurt me in a lot of my stuff I have going on. But we did a little fun parlay to top 20. My guy, Corey, our guy, we pick him, it seems like, every week. Also like him again this week at the Players, shockingly. But we had top 20 for Corey Connors, Will Zalatoris. Connors was in there all week and then kind of threw up on himself a little bit on the weekend, made a lot of mistakes, ended up finishing T21.
I actually feel better that he did that because I was like, damn it. I had Zalatoris. He hadn't been sniffing when he greased out the cut, and I was like, here we go. Get off early on the weekend. Go do something. This is backdoor top 20 waiting to happen. Clearly wasn't going to happen late, and I was like, oh, God, I'm going to get here. I'm going to get the wrath for messing up the bet. But we're going to come back strong this week.
We're going to come back with another parlay.
Safer with my picks this week.
We'll come back with another parlay this week. It's a big-time event, the Players Championship, 43 of the top 50, $25 million purse, $4.5 million to the winner. No big deal. It's hard to go wrong. Obviously, I feel like you're going to take one of the top guys here. Not many people fluke it around here, except for maybe me when I got a little hot one day. But that's a story for another day.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
Course record, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, correct.
It'll be up on the screen.
Well, it'll
Somebody
be there.
Shout it out.
Please,
Smiley,
nobody
shout
break it.
that
It's
out.
all I have left.
Yeah, for the love of God, be
okay.
shit weather again. Blow 100.
For my favorite, I'm going with a past champ around here. He's one of the best iron players in the game, which I think is very important around here. The weather does look pretty good. I mean, they're saying winds, 10 to 20 possibly, but nothing crazy like we saw last year.
That was fun, though, wasn't it?
It was. He was in good shape going this weekend. Didn't have the weekend he wanted at Bay Hill, but yes, he rises to the occasion in these big-time events. He's going off at 19 to 1. I think that's some pretty good value. JT, Justin Thomas.
Okay. Yep. Past champ. Place he can shine. There's nothing bad to say about a JT pick. I'm also playing it a little closer to the top of the betting boards than I have in weeks past. My guy's 17 to 1. Coming off a T4 this past week, just 2 shots behind Kitayama. Made a nice little move. Final round, -4. Hasn't had his best stuff in years past at Sawgrass, which I can't really understand. Throw away last year because the weather's up, but it hasn't been great. But I'm like, how? How is it not? I don't think there's a bad course for him, but this one is just like, this should be tailor-made. I'm going Patrick Cantlay.
I could be wrong on this, but I believe him and Xander Schauffele have both missed 3 cuts in a row at the Players.
He's definitely missed at least the last 2. I know that, which is, how many cuts have they missed, period?
Yep. All right, my dark horse, this is some value right here, but I love his iron game. If it does happen to get windy, he's very good in the wind. He's got a T7 and a T5 here at the Players. This is possibly a top 20 bet for me, but if you're going to go outright winner, you want to get a little dangerous, why not just follow Jesus? Fairway Jesus. Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, been a while since we had a little fairway Jesus
85
pick on the
to
show.
1.
85er?
Yeah.
God, that's hard to believe. Given a couple years ago. All right, Fleetwood in the house. I'm going to go with another guy, Colt, as opposed to my favorite pick, who doesn't have the best track record here. This guy's got this nice little form around Sawgrass. 13th last year, 8th the year before. If it's windy, I love him even more, but he gets it going. He's won big-time turns before. Major champ going off at 48 to 1. Shane Lowry. And playing good. He's just so due for a win. He deserves one at this point.
Made a hole-in-one at 17.
Yeah, exactly.
No big deal.
Just good vibes. And he just... Can the kid get one? He got pimped last year at the Honda. The weather kind of came in and messed him up, got that bad break on the 72nd.
He did win.
He's been close, He
won an Open Championship in Ireland.
That's true.
Pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's good. But I'm saying since then, give the kid one. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, you're not going to hear me root against Shane Lowry. I love that man. He's my guy. But it's time to drive for show and bet for dough this golf season on FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets to tee off the PGA Tour season. You can have top 20s, head-to-head matchups, parlays like we're going to throw at you. And if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is easy to use. They're always hooking you up with great odds. And when you win, you get paid instantly. And if you're in Massachusetts, get ready because FanDuel is coming soon. Make sure you check out FanDuel.com/mass and take advantage of their great pre-live offers. So step up to the tee and take a swing at betting the PGA Tour. Go to FanDuel.com/subpar and sign up. That's FanDuel.com/subpar to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets. FanDuel, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. All right, FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, call 1-800-327-5050 or visit mahelpline.org/problemgambling in Massachusetts, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, that's 467-369 in New York, or 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming, or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Get rich, but get rich responsibly, obviously. Cole.
Exactly. It's going to be a great week out at TPC Sawgrass. Nobody shoot lower than 63. That's all I have to ask. We'll talk to you on next week's Golf Subpar.